They say the river wakes before humans do, before the rooster crows, before paddles touch water, before the village drum calls men to work. In Odi, the river always spoke first. Long ago, on the morning of November 20th, 1999, the rivers of Odi spoke very softly. Odi was a small town, not rich, but alive. Mud houses leaned close to the creeks, like relatives whispering secrets. At night, oil lamps glowed like fireflies. Old men spoke to ancestors before difficult choices. Children learned to swim before they learned to write. Fishermen greeted the river as family. This was Ijaw land, a people who believe the living and the dead walk together. But that morning, even the spirits were quiet. 2 weeks earlier, on November 4th, 1999, 12 police officers were killed near Odi by armed youths. Their blood touched Ijaw soil, and far away from the creeks, anger was rising. Nigeria had a new president then, Olusegun Obasanjo, a former soldier. An order was given, quietly, and then the soldiers came. Gunboats cut through familiar waters. Military trucks crushed footpaths made by generations. By afternoon, Odi was surrounded. Some people heard rumors and fled into the mangroves. Others stayed. They believed no Ijaw town could be erased completely. They were wrong. In the middle of that fear was a boy just in his early 20s. Not a soldier, not a leader, just a son of Odi who knew the river better than his own breath. When the first shots cracked the air, he did not freeze. He ran not away from danger, but toward the creeks. "Follow me," he shouted. Women gathered their children. Babies cried. Smoke rose behind them. The boy pushed a narrow canoe into the water. The river was still open then. 1 trip. To trips. 3. He ferried 9 women and more than 15 children, silently cutting through the water, avoiding gunboats, listening for death in every splash. Each time he returned, the fire was closer. Each time, fewer people remained. By evening, soldiers had blocked the river route. The water that once protected Odi was now trapped. Still, the boy returned. "This way," he said, pointing into the swamp. The swamp was slower. Thicker. Mud pulled at legs like hands. Bullets cracked through trees. He guided the last group, women trembling, children clinging through reeds and dark water. They were almost through. Almost. A shot rang out. Then another. The boy fell into the swamp he had trusted all his life. The women escaped. The children lived. But the river carried his name away. For 3 days, the attack went on from November 20th to 22nd, 1999. Odi burned. Gunfire tore through walls. Fire swallowed roofs. Some people were burned alive in their homes. Shrines fell. The church collapsed. The school turned to ash. Old men who could not run lay on the ground and prayed. Some prayers stopped halfway. At night, Odi glowed red, not with celebration, but with fire. When the guns went silent, only one building stood, the bank. Everything else was gone. Later, the government spoke in numbers, but the people spoke in tears. Human rights groups say hundreds, maybe over 2,000 people were killed. Most had no weapons. Bodies were buried quickly. Some were thrown into the Nun River. Many families never found their Dead. In Ijaw belief, a person without burial cannot rest. Odi became a town of restless spirits. When the soldiers left, silence became louder than gunfire. Days later, survivors returned. They found ashes, bones, smoke. No drums, no laughter, only the river still moving. Years later, the courts said the attack was wrong. In 2012, the government was ordered to pay compensation. But money does not bring back children, or mothers, or a brave boy whose name history forgot. But the river did not. Today, Odi has been rebuilt. But elders say when the wind blows, you can hear voices, children who never grew old, mothers who never returned from the creeks, a young man calling, follow me. And if you listen very closely, especially before dawn, the river is still speaking. Because history does not always live in books. Sometimes it lives in water, ashes, courage, and memory. Please like, comment, and share.